It was a cold February night in 1978, Northern California. Five friends, Jack, Bill, Ted, Jackie, and Gary, decided to do something they loved: go watch a college basketball game. People in Yuba County knew them as the boys, all in their 20s and 30s, all with mild disabilities or mental health conditions that made them a little bit different. That evening, Jack Madruga drove his turquoise Mercury Montego up to Chico, about 50 miles north. The game ended late. UC Davis won. They stopped at a mall convenience store afterward, bought milkshakes, sodas, candy bars. The clerk remembers them taking their time, joking around, in no hurry to leave. They seemed happy. They got back into the car to head home. The road was familiar, straight, and safe. But something changed. Nobody knows exactly what. Maybe a strange comment was made. Maybe Gary, the one with a history of schizophrenia, said something urgent. They are following us. Or we need to take another road. It's safer. No one questioned him. Jack turned the wheel onto a side road, heading up into the Plumas National Forest. Thin snow on the asphalt. Temperature dropping fast. They weren't wearing heavy coats, just light city jackets. The car started slipping in the snow, wheels spinning, losing traction. Jack tried again, then again, until the engine stalled in the cold. Or maybe they just turned it off. The keys were never found afterward. The car itself was fine. Tank still had gas. Engine would start if you tried. Yet they got out, let the doors open, left the map folded on the seat, and started walking through the snow at night with no clear direction. Picture what must have been going through their minds. Five friends who rarely traveled far without something else guiding them, who trust each other more than the world. Now the darkness was absolute. Snow muffled every sound, and maybe one of them started hearing things. A whisper in the wild, footprints behind them, eyes watching from the trees. Gary, who had heard voices before, might have said, "They are here. They are watching us." And the others, trusting him the way they always did, believed him. Or maybe the doubt would spread like a slow poison. What if it's true? What if we are being followed? What if the main road was a trap? They walked for miles. Their footprints vanished into fresh snow. They found a trail left by the Forest Service vehicle. Maybe they thought it led to help. Instead, it took them deeper, higher, colder. Days later, or weeks, no one can be sure, they reached a remote Forest Service trailer. It was locked, but a window had been broken. Inside, canned food, blankets, heater, matches, firewood, everything untouched, everything waiting for someone in need. But they barely used it. Ted stayed inside. For months, their feet froze, then turned gangrenous. He lost more than half in his body weight. He died of starvation and hypothermia, wrapped in 8 sheets on the bed, as if someone had carefully tucked him in. Melted candles nearby, open cans with a military-style opener, yet the pantry full of food, untouched. The heater never lit, matches scattered around, but the fireplace cold. Maybe the food was poisoned. Maybe the voice told them, "Don't touch it, it's a trap." Maybe Ted believed in eating would let them find him. Or maybe Gary, the only one familiar with medication and inner voices, convinced the others that the world outside was no longer safe, that the trailer was the last place they could hide from something that only exists inside their minds. Jack and Bill were found miles away, their bones scattered in the snow. Hypothermia. Perhaps they lay down exhausted, side by side, waiting for the other to wake up. Jack lay farther off, just bones and clothes. all of them killed by the cold. Even the warmth and food were within reach. And Gary Mathias, he vanished. His tennis shoes were left inside the trailer. He walked out, maybe to get help, maybe fleeing the voices that had grown louder. Or maybe he just was the last one to see reality slipping away. The only one who survived long enough to realize the real monster wasn't in the forest. Almost 50 years later, no one has a full explanation. Why did they leave the highway? Why abandon a working car? Why ignore food, heat, rescue? Families still ask. Some said it was collective madness. Others think something chased them, something only they could perceive. What if the horror wasn't outside at all? What if the real darkness had been inside them the whole time, waiting for a cold night, a wrong turn, a moment of doubt, to finally come out? What if in that snow they weren't running from someone, but from themselves?